the famous Timonian Cow Palace here, where they hold the Baltimore Antique Gun Show. We got a couple of free tickets here that were sent to us by Ross Kilbow. You people probably know his name, and he's one of the directors of the show, so we're lucky to know him. So we're going to go in, and hopefully there'll be a few German things in with all the antique guns. Last year we got pretty lucky here. I remember we found a set of railway, second model railway hangars for $200 and sold them for $1,900. So that paid for the trip. So I hope we can get that lucky this time. So come on in with us and we'll see what happens. Today is March the 19th, 2016. Well, we stopped by one of the tables here at the Baltimore Arms Show, and an old buddy of mine, Greg, he went to the men's room, but I thought I would show you some of the things that he has here that are kind of interesting. Particularly, there's an RAD officer here that Greg got from a veteran. It comes with a bring-back paper, which lists the one German Luger. He kept the Luger, and one, what does it say, hunting knife. Well, what the hunting knife is actually is an RAD officer. It's by Carl Eichhorn, but if you have a sharp eye there, you'll notice that there's something different about this dagger. It has stag grip plates on it, just like a RAD enlisted man's piece. It's the first time I've ever seen that, and it's absolutely original, very, very well done. And for you guys out there that like unusual things, boy, this is really, really super. I'll show you the blade on it too. See, it's a nice Eichhorn blade. So it's always fun to see unusual things. Okay. We're moving along here at the Baltimore Arms Show, and we've come across Ross Kilbow's booth here. And I think most of you know Ross. He's the premier SS researcher in the hobby today, and doing a fantastic job. I wanted to stop by, and Ross has an interesting SS dagger here. In fact, he bought it from me, and it's a dagger that I got from the family, and it has an SS number that's just scratched onto the back of it. It's totally untouched, and Ross was very interested in it. And he'll tell you why now, because there's really interesting history here with this dagger.
Of course, I had to wait until Tom had his Christmas sale, and hoping nobody else would buy it. And then when I contacted him about it, he said, "You must know who it belongs to."
That's what I said.
I did, yeah. He scratched the number on the scabbard, and he also scratched the number under the crossguard. And
oh, is it under the crossguard
also,
too?
yeah,
I probably didn't even see that.
Yeah, you have so much stuff, you know, you just go through it. So it was so quick. Well, it's a little Christmas present I was able to do for myself.
Tell us about this guy.
He joined the SS, the Allgemeine SS in 1933. So this is actually a 1934 dagger, so that part of the story all fits. He was in the Allgemeine SS, and then he actually went into the Waffen SS, and he was wounded in Russia.
Right.
And the records in 1942 was wounded, and it broke his thigh bones, upper thigh bone. Must have been a pretty bad wound. It took him a long time in rehabilitation and all that, but he finally got better.
What part of Russia was he in? Do you know, Stalingrad?
I believe it was around Moscow.
Oh, in Moscow, yeah.
So he got transferred in November 1944. He thought he had it made because he got transferred to the SS Music School in Braunschweig.
The music school?
In the music school.
Wow.
So he's thinking, oh man, what a great dude. Well,
yeah,
he got yanked out of there for the big Russian push on the Eastern Front. And he got sent down, I think, to the Leibstandard, SS Adolf Hitler. And he was fighting the Russians there south of Vienna.
Yeah.
And he was killed there, and amazingly, even being at the end of the war, he's killed in April of 1945. He ends up buried in a marked grave that's in a war cemetery that exists today.
Still there.
Still there. So you could actually, if you could smuggle that dagger into Germany, you could, or into Austria, you could take it and lay it on the grave.
Could make a picture of it. He was a SS Oberscharführer, which is what, a high sergeant, I guess.
Yes.
His name was Hubert Bader. But you can just see now what Ross has talked about here, how interesting you can make just a piece of metal if you really want to get into it. I mean, this is the kind of work that he's done is fantastic. He worked with the Berlin Document Center.
Yes, the National Archives of Confederate.
So anybody that's looking for history done on a numbered SS dagger, I highly recommend you contact Ross. And if you don't know how to do that, contact me and I'll put you in touch with him.
Now, in my pyramid of ranking the identified daggers, ones where we're able to find photographs, and particularly they saw service during the war, they get killed or mortally wounded and they're buried in a marked grave, those are the ones I find most exciting. That's the top of my collection.
Those are the ones that Ross keeps for himself.
Sometimes.
All right, we're over here at the booth of Gerhard Windbiel, and he has his lovely wife Leonie. We don't see you much, Leonie. You're now on film. And of course, Walter Kanzler, everybody knows Walter. He's in almost all of our videos. He's a superstar in Europe now from the YouTube. But we're looking at a most interesting colonial sea patrol, kind of a kepi, but that's what they wore, and it has a colonial eagle on the front. And Gerhard's going to explain a little bit about this this kepi.
Well, it's a Shako.
Or Shako. See, that shows you what I know.
It's from the Sea Battalion, and it's marked BAO, which is Bekleidungsamt Ostasien.
Which means what?
Depot East Asia.
So that would put it in China or
1901. That would put it right in the Parks Rebellion and fighting.
Wow, that's really historical, isn't it?
Tell them why no cards.
Yeah, there's no cockades on it. What are cockcards?
Yeah, because it was under the
Imperial
Navy.
Eagle.
And there is an Imperial Eagle and only the national colors.
I see.
Black, white, red. No state cockades.
So because the Kaiser was running that show entirely, there was no reason for the cockard, is that correct?
Yeah, because the state was...
I see.
That is...
Boy, that's...
the Kaiserreich color.
That's really a rare helmet.
Oh, that's extremely rare. You know, I haven't had one of those in 25 years, I think.
Really?
And that's the nicest one I ever seen, condition-wise.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong
the liners
with it.
all there. And
and totally intact, very pliable.
No extra holes.
You know.
What do you think, collector? Should I buy that before Gerhard breaks it? I think I should.
I think you deserve it.
Will you take my check?
I take your check.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We're still here at Gerhard's booth. And he's shown us a very interesting cartridge pouch here that belonged to a Russian admiral. It has the cipher of Catherine the Great. So you can imagine this goes back to the 1840s, 1850s, would you say?
1740s.
Or 17, excuse me, yeah. I was only 100 years off. But just imagine how rare this is. See the dolphins? It indicates it's naval. And then the Russian eagle here with the two heads. And it has like a felt covering. And it's
velvet.
just velvet, yeah. Yeah, velvet. It's just amazing that it's held up this well. You're talking what, over 250 years old? Yeah. It opens up here and the cartridges were carried within.
Lift up that inside flap and you see it's a cartridge box. That lifts up.
Oh, I see. Yeah, see the holes there?
Because in those days they had paper cartridges.
Yeah. Wow. This ought to be in a museum, Gerhard.
It should be, yeah. I just bought it about half an hour ago.
It was here at this show?
Yeah,
see that, collectors? What can come up at a show like this?
yeah.
Did the guy that had it know what it was?
We knew it's Russian, yeah, but they didn't know who. He thought that it was from 1800.
He didn't recognize the cipher then?
Apparently not.
Well, see, that's why you got to come to the shows. These cannon are all Confederates. Wow. Really something. Except for this one's from Connecticut, but the other two are Confederate. A lot of really cool stuff at this show. Well, we're getting ready to go, and I made a last-minute purchase as we're walking out. I got a nice Hitler Youth knife and a real good RAD dagger, and a buckle and a armband. Couldn't let that one go. We're going to show you a little bit of what the show looks like. Robbie's going to pan around. See how big this show is.